Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liebert. The new Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations has provided for 4 days of business operations this week. Enterprises on the island can serve the public provided they can ensure social distancing and proper hand sanitization.
We expect businesses to have the necessary demarcation, someone outside ensuring persons are wearing the mask. If you're in the line and you do not have a mask, we expect the security official there, a rep from the establishment, ask that person to leave. If the police come and see you there, we will tell you to leave. If you fail to leave, we will arrest you. You can be summoned or you can be warned. I prefer you go there with the mask on to avoid the contamination. We're still hearing and still seeing persons are opening retail liquor license premises. The new regulations still continue to say that these premises must be closed. So the act pertaining to liquor license premises has been suspended, therefore none of these places should be opened.
Operators of the public service vehicles are also asked to adhere to the new regulations.
During a day of limited operation, no person shall offer for hire or seek to travel on any motor omnibus, any hiring car or taxi or any passenger ferry unless there is not more than 2 passengers per row of seating. B. All persons wear a mask at all times pursuant to Regulation 15. C. Windows remain open or partially open depending on the weather conditions. So therefore, if the sun is blazing, take off the AC and ensure that the windows are open so fresh air can come in. If rain is falling, obviously we expect you to use the AC. All persons shall practice good hand hygiene, proper sanitary behavior, and social distancing. So before you enter the vehicle, we expect the owner or the driver or conductor, whichever the case may be, apply some form of sanitation to your hands before you go into the public service vehicle.
Superintendent Lyndon David, commander of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. The new regulations of the Statutory Rules and Orders 14 of 20 was released on April 18, 2020 and specifically guides the operations and governs all actions during relaxed curfews. Co-chair of the Nevis COVID-19 Task Force, Brian Dyer, went into detail about some of the mandatory regulations in place.
It specifically guides the operations and governs the relaxed curfews or actions during relaxed curfews. Chapter 15 specifically speaks to the mandatory wearing of masks in the public. And from my visits to the communities and in town today, I saw some persons still without masks. Just want to reiterate that the SR 14 or 20 says it's mandatory to wear a mask in the general public. So those persons who are guilty of breaching that rule, please ensure that you get a mask as soon as practicable.
Dyer was speaking at the April 20th briefing of the Nevis COVID-19 Task Force. Meantime, Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer, is urging persons to begin preparations for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season.
The University of Colorado, Dr. Philip Klobatz, has released his report, and he is predicting 16 named storms for this hurricane season, 8 of which could be hurricanes, and of the 8, 4 could be major hurricanes with winds of 110 miles per hour or greater. So it is behoving of us that we should start our preparations with regards to our hurricane season. The Nevis Disaster Management Department will be publishing the list of shelters to be used during the 2020 hurricane season. And bearing in mind we are still battling the COVID-19, the spacing will be looked at with regards to the capacity issue at the emergency shelters. Preparations are also being made at 6 of our shelters to ensure that we would install generators as the weeks progress into the hurricane season.
The Atlantic hurricane season begins on June 1st and usually concludes on November 30th. Still to come.
One of the concerns coming from the teachers is that lessons would have happened whether or not we had a closure, but the students are not showing up. They're not logging in.
The details right after this break.
My name is Kervin Wallace. I'm a track and field coach and the PE teacher at the George Level Primary School, encouraging you to stay safe, protect yourself and others. Wash your hands often with clean running water and soap.
Stay updated by following the Health Promotion Unit on Facebook and Instagram or contact us at 469-8010.
Welcome back. Parents of students of the island's secondary schools and the Nevis Sixth Form College are being asked to be vigilant in ensuring that their children are completing their school-based assessments, SBAs, and internal assessments, IAs, during the prolonged closure of schools. That appeal comes from Principal Education Officer Zanella Claxton.
For students who are doing CXC examinations, many of the teachers continued to have sessions remotely during the vacation period. One of the concerns coming from the teachers is that this was something that was started prior to closure and lessons would have happened whether or not we had a closure, but the students are not showing up. They're not logging in, they're not signing in. And we know that we cannot come into households and control what's happening at the household level, but we're asking for parents who have students in those CXC classes to check with them and to, of course, reach out to their teachers, and we are going to do the same, to make sure that these students are submitting their work, are keeping up with the last few lessons that need to be done. In reality, at this point, we would have had about 1 week before the official closure for CXC students. And so teachers would have been doing the work. They took out that entire few weeks of closure to instruct via various means. The students, on the other hand, have not been consistent in attending.
Recognizing the impact of COVID-19, the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has made the policy decision to offer a modified examination process for the May-June 2020 sitting. Administration of at least one common paper comprising multiple choice assessments, school-based assessments, and award final grades on the moderated SBAs and multiple choice papers.
Due to the fact that a large portion of the CXC results is hinged on the SBAs and IAs, the teachers have given students an opportunity to improve on their grades, and some students are still yet to submit something that is concrete that will make sure that they pass. The teachers are once again giving of themselves, giving of their time, ensuring that in the midst of all of that is going on, that the students have the opportunity. So parents, we will be contacting you on an individual basis, but we're asking you to be vigilant with your CXC students in particular at this point. Remember, there will be no paper 2, and so they have to use these grades. These grades are important because they will determine whether they pass or fail.
Meantime, in light of the extended closure of schools, primary and secondary school students are expected to complete the review exercises in their teacher-prepared work packages.
School started remotely today, even though the school facilities are closed, and our students have, of course, their packets, which were given prior to the closure. The packets would have had enough information to keep them engaged for up to 2 weeks or more. Some students started on our advice, based on the fact that so many students were at home and didn't have much to do. Some started the packets, but they're not complete. So we're encouraging those students, the parents, to ensure that the children finish these packets starting today. So you should ensure that the schedules that your schools provided are followed, and that the work that is on the packet is done.
The Ministry of Education is also partnering with the telecommunications provider Flow to facilitate virtual learning while schools remain closed.
Flow study credentials have been sent to the schools with the instructions for parents and an embedded video. So parents, schools will distribute. Please be patient. They received the codes late. And so please be patient with your principals as they get that information out to you. Round 1, or the first round of the training for teachers, will commence tomorrow, the 21st of April. And so teachers will be trained on Microsoft Teams, and that will be done starting tomorrow. Virtual classes, the virtual learning spaces, will be up and running for May 4th.
Principal Education Officer Sonala Claxton making a presentation at the Nevis COVID-19 EOC briefing on Monday, April 20th. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Felicia Library. Thank you for viewing.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Help us take care of me so I could take care of you.
This is a crucial time, no time for mistakes.
You stay at home for us.
Help us. Take care of me so we could take care of you.
Please wash your hands. Be responsible and stay at home.
You can save lives only when you comply.
Play your part, save a life, stay at home.
We are exposed to everything for you.
Maintain social distancing.
I stay at work for you.
Help us to help you.
Please stay at home.
We stayed at work for you. You stay at home for us.
Stay updated by following the Health Promotion Unit on Facebook and Instagram or contact us at 469-8010.